The prolonged Israeli offensive against Gaza has triggered continued anti-Israeli demonstrations across the globe. Protesters around the world want to see a quick end to the violence in Gaza and the effective relief operations for the people caught up in the violence. Li Ying has more.
The West Bank and Jerusalem saw the biggest anti-Israeli protests so far on Friday. In East Jerusalem, Palestinian youth took to the streets to express their anger at the Israeli bombardment in Gaza. Some of them got into skirmishes with Israeli forces. In the West Bank town of Hebron, thousands of Palestinians gathered to protest against the conflict. Protesters threw stones at Israeli soldiers. The Israeli forces responded with tear gas and stun grenades. And in Berlin, protesters dressing as Holocaust concentration camp inmates marched through the streets. Anti-Israeli protests also erupted within the Arab community in Israel on Friday. Hundreds of people took to streets of the Arab-Israeli town of Baqa el-Gharbiya to denounce Israel's offensive on Gaza. The demonstrators waved Palestinian flags to express their mourning for the dead and chanted slogans against Israeli operations.
We think that this is the minimal thing that we can do in order to solidarity with our brothers in the Gaza Strip. As Arabs in Israel have nothing, no means to fight, in quotation, the aggression of Israel to our brothers in the Gaza Strip.
Protesters in the rest of the Middle East region are also in action. In Jordan, tens of thousands of protesters gathered near the Israeli embassy in Amman amid nationwide calls for the expulsion of the Israeli ambassador from the kingdom. Some protesters clashed with anti-riot police. At least 3 people were injured.
This is a worldwide anger day in solidarity with Gaza. When Jordanians from all political orientations demonstrate, they express that supporting Gaza is a duty for every Arab and Muslim.
In the Egyptian town of Alexandria, demonstrators gathered outside the Qaid Ibrahim Mosque in downtown. Friday's protest was the largest in the city in recent memory. Many protesters said Israel is fighting a losing battle. Meanwhile, in Algeria, demonstrators took to the streets of the capital Algiers after Friday prayers to protest at Israel's operations in Gaza. Algerian police had earlier banned any type of gatherings from taking place, but thousands defied the ban and marched to show their solidarity with the Palestinians. And in Pretoria, South Africa, protesters gathered outside of the Egyptian embassy to show their support to Palestinians in Gaza. They criticized Egypt of not doing enough to stop the violence in Gaza.
People from all walks of life in South Africa and also immigrants from other countries around the world are joining forces in their recrimination of the Egyptian dictatorship and its complicity with the war crimes that Israel is committing, currently massacring hundreds and hundreds of Palestinians as we speak in Gaza.
The Israeli government said on Friday it would press ahead with the offensive in the Gaza Strip, despite UN resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire Thursday. Li Ying, TV.